Get in the mood, huh?
Oh yeah. Let me get
trying to get some lipstick on so we didn't look crazy.
Let me get everybody else in here right quick on the other social media.
Cool, we gotta get Dolores in here.
Okay.
She's baking a cake.
She's baking a cake?
Yeah, with her granddaughter.
I want some.
I know that's right. Did she finish it?
Oh, wow. Let me get everybody else up in here right quick, and I'll be right back with you, okay?
Hey, we ain't going nowhere.
All right.
Hello. How you doing?
I keep on doing the same thing.
She's gone. I figured I'd give you a call and see.
I'm telling you, it's just that little section. It's just a little section, right?
Now I got this little place I like to go to.
In the world? Very good. Where's my cord? Where's my
How you doing, Mr. Lee?
That's Dolores.
Oh, Mr. Dolores, how you doing?
I am so not Denise. Whole different thing.
All right. I heard you was baking a cake.
Yes, Bonnie's granddaughter and I were icing her cake. And we just have to, we're figuring out what we need to do.
Oh, okay.
It was an experimental moment.
Experimental moment.
Yes.
Hey, that's
it's like spin. The knife has to be in a certain direction. There needs to be a certain amount of icing on it. It's a science to make sure this happens properly.
Okay. I got you.
Go. I mean, it can just be a cake, or it's going to be a cake.
Right. All right, since I got all three of y'all in the room, we can go ahead and get started.
And why not?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm DJ Tyrone, your host, and I have in the room with me tonight the Ladies of Skyy. And I appreciate it.
Hey, how y'all doing?
I appreciate
Good to
y'all
see
being here for me.
everybody. Good to see
Right.
you, sir.
Already.
I love your
Thank you.
background. I wish I was there.
Okay. Y'all can come on in anytime.
Looks
All
like sunshine, blue skies. There's a beach going on somewhere over there.
right.
It'll be there better than having on the hat, scarves, and the boots and leg warmers. Okay?
Right. I know that's right. It's cold up there, huh?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It's finally arrived and we can't stand it.
It's winter.
Look, it don't bother me because I get in the car, I get out of the car, I go upstairs to a house that's so hot
Okay.
that you have to turn the fan on.
Hey, I
I
can
do
tell
the
y'all
same
group
thing,
because
but
y'all
it's
said
still
yes
cold
at the same
outside.
time.
Yeah. It's still
It's
cold outside.
so hot. You know what I'm saying?
So, ladies, y'all had 8 top 20 hits and
Woohoo!
3 ones.
Yeah.
Y'all kept it together. Y'all kept it together. That's what I'm so happy to see because, man, I've been missing y'all.
Wow. Thank you.
I'm a
Thank you.
huge fan. I'm telling you, I'm a huge fan. When y'all first came out, oh my goodness. Nobody could tell me
Yeah.
nothing.
I know that's right. I
Can't
know
tell me
that's-
nothing now either.
That's right.
And now, too, especially now. I saw y'all on
But
New Year's. I happened to see y'all on New Year's singing, too. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, cool.
Ain't lost a step.
No.
Goodness.
No.
So y'all had some #1 hits out there. Oh my goodness. Call Me, Real Love, Here's to You, Start of a Romance.
Mm-hmm.
Look at here.
Yeah.
Y'all got to me on Real Love though. Y'all had everybody cuddling up to anybody that was around.
Oh
Anybody
man,
can
I'm glad it had that effect on people. It was
Right,
a beautiful
for
song. It was an amazing song written by Solomon Roberts. Amazing song.
Right. Oh my goodness. Now, I gotta talk to Miss Denise right quick because we suffered the same injury of twirling around that microphone and getting chipped on the tooth. I did
Don't
the
tell me
same
you did
thing.
the same thing. Are
I
you
did the same
telling me? Oh my!
I did the same thing.
This is what I want to ask you. You was
Uh-huh.
having this wonderful, amazing time, right? And you swing it, and then the moment of impact just
Right.
takes things south.
Now, see,
What
mine
song
didn't
were
happen.
you singing is the question.
Mine didn't happen with the microphone. It happened with a water hose.
I
Yeah.
am so sorry.
Well, at
I'm
least
with a
I'm
water
sorry
hose.
now.
Yeah, I'm sorry now.
But
But I
what
was
song
getting it.
was it?
I was getting
Did
it
you rinse
singing
the
with it
blood
though.
out? But did you rinse your mouth? You had the hose.
Right, that too. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So y'all got a start with Brass Construction. How was that like singing the background with them?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. There was 12 of them and there was 4 of us, and it was so amazing because of their horn line and they're just the expression of their music. Even embracing us as opening for them and being background singers, because we did background vocals for a couple of their albums. So hanging out with them was like an amazing start, even though we had started like doing talent shows and this and that, but this was like a first start for us to be doing something with a major group that was about to get a record deal. And so
Yeah.
being with them was a lot of fun. It was so much fun being with
They
them.
were our first brothers in the business.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were our first real close, people, and helped us to really understand, what live performance in particular. I won't say we learned so much about the music
The
business per
business.
se,
Right.
but
Yeah.
in terms of what it would take to really put on a dynamic live performance, they were
Uh-huh.
definitely, instrumental in helping us to do that to the best of our ability.
And we're still
then
friends
what
with
it
them
is-
to this day. So
Right,
that makes
like
it cool.
Dolores said, it wasn't like we were just singing, opening for them. They
Yeah.
actually became very, very good friends of ours. And those who are still around are still friends of ours to this day.
Yeah.
And that's going on, I'm not going to say how many years.
Oh,
Because then we
speaking
Uh-huh.
into the
40 years. Hello. I ain't mad.
a
Okay.
little bit longer than that, matter of fact.
40 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask y'all a serious question. Now I saw on your Unsung that your mom had a interview with a guy that worked for Motown, and she told him no. Do y'all ever wish
Yeah.
that she said yes?
No.
Well,
No?
you know what happened? You know what happened? This was an exciting moment for us. Remember, think about us being in high school. We were literally in our probably my junior year of high school.
Uh-huh.
And he was very well connected with Motown. He was actually the band leader for our school band, right?
Right.
The director. But we sang in talent shows, and he saw who and what we could accomplish. And Sister Sledge was at the time, very popular. So we just figured, hey, we could absolutely follow in their footsteps. And we were really excited about it.
Yeah.
But my mother, being the wise person, our mother, I should say, being the wise woman that she was, she understood her daughters. And listen, we were very much kids. You know what I'm saying? We were by no means ready for what the business would have had to offer. So her being observational and knowing how we were, and he even offered to, make sure he chaperoned us. And my mother was just like, ain't nobody chaperoning my children like I am. They gonna be right here.
Right.
Under my continued tutelage. And when they're ready, they'll be ready. So we didn't appreciate it until after. Like once we got out professionally, and started singing professionally, it's like we look back on that and we were like, we were no way ready for the real deal in terms of being on the road.
Okay. So that was a good thing then.
Really good job.
Okay. So in 1979, y'all come out with your first hit. First time around.
Yeah.
Hey, it hit number 20. What was y'all thinking at that time?
Oh, man.
You know what? You don't really have a thought until you actually hear it, you hear it on the radio. Or, I mean, that first time around was really a good club hit. The DJs is what really made that, made first time around a hit. Not so much the radio, but the DJs. So we always thank the DJs because the DJs really put a lot of Sky's songs, on the map, especially in the club. So first time around being, you never think that a song that's not on the radio is going to be a hit, but first time around was.
Okay. So did y'all have any arguments over who was gonna sing lead?
No.
No?
Well, the good news about most of the music and Randy and Solomon as producers, they would always write things with one or the other of us in mind. And for the most part, it was either Dolores or myself. So you can't have me with my style of singing, which is a little more aggressive, singing these little sweet, kind of cute little songs. But Dolores had, that nice kind of sweet and gentle and sexy kind of voice that would fit some of those ballads in particular, you know what I mean? So it was not, we didn't go through no whole lot of heck. And Bonnie's like, she would prefer not to be tortured in the studio. She would really prefer not to be tortured in the studio singing leads, Because as you well know, people see you perform, they don't realize it's nothing like that in the studio.
No,
in the studio,
not.
it's a constant perfection, perfecting of the aspect of the song. So it's another life, so to speak.
Well, y'all absolutely compliment each other when y'all sing. I swear. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely love it.
That's because we're sisters.
I know that's right.
That's what it is, and that's how we roll. That's how the flow is with us.
Right.
It's one or the other, and it's this one and that one, and we've been raised to be that way. We flow in that way, just even in a normal sense of how we live. It just flows that way.
And you know what?
And it's not forced. It's not something that everybody has to take take stock of. It's just at whatever moment that it is, whoever is going to take the lead takes the lead, and everybody else flows into it.
Yeah.
And this is how we roll.
Hey, say that then. Hey, in 1981, Skyline comes out. And the hit Call Me comes out with it. That bass line. Everybody knows that song by that bass line.
That's right.
Did y'all know y'all had a hit right when that bass line hit?
Well, you know what? That song took us completely by surprise. When we were recording it, you know, it was another kind of tough, grueling Randy Muller session.
Torture again?
And you know what? I want people to understand that when we use the word torture, it comes from Randy and Solomon having a perception. It's a creative process.
Yeah,
and so they have a perception of how they want it to sound. And they're going to basically have you keep doing it again. His famous words were, do it one more time. And we'd say, why are you lying? We're not doing it one more time. We're going to do it 25.
At least 25.
So when we say torture, we don't mean that in a sense of the word, but because they wanted to achieve a certain perfection, and it's a creative process. So they have to hear what you're doing and then decide whether that's the optimal sound that they want. So when Call Me first came out, we didn't really have that sense of number one, but it was such a great song, one, bass line amazing, two, storyline, three, you know, and it just took off without us even understanding what just happened. That's how fast it was.
And I think that was one of the songs I can say that we didn't feel tortured. You know what I'm saying? And then, like Denise said, when we talk about torture, it's like, it's not like now where every vocal, you do the vocal one time and they fly. We sang every single one of those callings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we didn't sing it one time, we didn't sing it twice. Sometimes we'd sing it 5 and 6 times. And then double that, and then triple that, and then switch notes. So, you know, that's what we mean by torture. But
in the end, you get this great song, that people love.
So everybody out there, y'all see what's going on. It takes hard work to get it right.
Yep.
Man. So y'all didn't miss a step. Y'all had a little hiatus there, and then y'all came back with the release of Let's Celebrate. Yes. That was another party song that everybody liked too, especially me.
Celebrate was another song, believe it or not, that was written by Tommy McConnell. And it was on the Start of a Romance album. What a great follow-up to Call Me when you think about it. But understand that each song that we released had a preference in different regions of the country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Call Me was really the first song that we released that was nationwide. You know what I mean? We would get a certain preferences in the north, certain preferences northeast, because you know in New York it was that urban contemporary sound. So a lot of our earlier albums didn't really hit as hard in the northeast as they did in the South.
South was a whole different market.
South of Philadelphia, like from Philly south, we actually were more popular early on in our career in that region, in DC, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina. We were much more popular there initially, but then Call Me just gave us, you know, nationwide appeal.
Right on. Okay. I gotta ask y'all about a moment that happened back then, the death of disco. Did that cut the spirit of the group?
Not at all.
Not at all.
We weren't a disco group, right?
What we did, we just changed the record and kept dancing.
Yeah, we you know, even though the first time around, which was our first release in 1979, we came on the tail end really of disco. So first time around appealed to that disco market, and also Sal Soul's kind of vision
Sound.
of the sound that
Yeah.
they wanted to
Right.
produce and
So
put
that's who
out.
they were.
And so that it had its moment late in the disco, era.
Yeah.
But think about it, in the 80s, the funk sound started to become more prevalent and prominent. So we already had the funky bass line and the great guitars,
Right.
from Butch Sierra, and then
Right.
Randy and Saul just wrote to that sort of genre as we came into the 80s. But it didn't really affect us either way. And even first time around, and High was also a little bit of a club record / disco record.
Here's to
Yeah.
you too. Here's to you,
Yeah.
someone, because a lot of the DJs would remix. I mean, we had
And
9,000 remixes.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Right.
Of the,
You're right.
of the same song. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Okay. So in 1989, you signed with Atlantic Records,
Yeah.
and your new sound comes out.
Yeah.
Was it hard to find it?
Well, I'll tell you what. Start of a Romance was written by our drummer, Tommy McConnell. So it was not hard to find the new sound because he already had sort of a different mindset and approach to writing. So when you look at the hits that Solomon and Randy wrote, they were great hits, but Tommy was able to capture that 90s sound for us as a mature artist. Because remember, all these New Jack that New Jack swing stuff started coming out. Them guys were way younger than us.
Way younger.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we'd been around 11 years by the time, they all kind of started out with that sound. But he was able to actually hone in on what was popular to the ears. When we meet a lot of our fans now, and especially when we meet younger fans, let's say in the 35 to 40 age range, they don't really know Call Me like they do Start of a Romance.
They know Call Me only because of
they mama played it. Right.
They mama, they grandmama.
Right. My mama used to play this when I was little. We'd be like, oh, okay.
They really know Start of Romance. And it's oddly enough, a lot of them do know Real Love.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of them do know Real Love.
Right. But that commercial with the song "Call Me" came out, and people started jamming it again.
That was it. I'm telling you. The movie Barbershop also, Barbershop was huge. I mean, I'll never forget when I first heard the movie. The movie came on, and I was like, what are they actually? Because we had no idea,
And it's funny because in the movie Action Jackson, one of our songs was in when he was walking from the club into to the dressing room to see Apollonia.
Whoever it was.
Yeah. It was
King Kong.
It was one of our songs that was in that movie as well, but it wasn't something that was promoted on our album. And it was like to go to the movies and say like, oh wow, this is one of our songs. And it was like, oh wow. And then to hear Queen Latifah singing Start of, like Call Me. In her movie, and Martin had
Martin had a little bit in his show. Martin, he had my number and a dime.
Like,
what was he, Jesse, James, whatever the guy's name was, whatever the character's name was. Yeah.
To know that all these people are just like doing us.
Culture, it became embedded in the culture of the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we really appreciate that.
Right. I know that's right.
Yeah.
So in 1994, y'all had been on a little hiatus for a little bit, and y'all come back. Y'all finally get the itch to come back. I'm glad y'all did. Oh my goodness, I'm glad y'all did.
I'm glad too.
Because there's no female groups out there right now that have lasted a little long as y'all have.
Oh, we are really proud of that distinction. I mean, and it's organic. What people need to understand, the reason why I want to say that other female artists, sisters or otherwise, don't get a chance to kind of stay together is is just a general pervasive attitude of, it's time for me to either go out on my own, or the personality conflicts start to happen, or people decide that they've had enough of the business and they don't want to be involved anymore. But again, we started this thing together. We are sisters. My mother instilled in us from day one, one day all we're gonna have is each other. She raised us almost like triplets. You would have thought that we were all the same exact age, the way my mother, treated us. Okay, I wanted to go hang out with my friends. She's like, take your sisters, take them with you.
Yeah.
So we all
have the same friends.
We have the same friends.
We went to the same
high school.
and all of our friends, from Denise's friends to my friends to Bonnie's friends,
We're all brothers and sisters.
We're all brothers and sisters.
Right.
So we went through high school together with the same set of friends. And there's still some of those people that we are still friends with now.
That's right.
And even our Bonnie's best friend Pam, that we lived in the projects together, that lived next door to us. We're still best friends with her.
I've been her friend. We've been friends since we were 7 years old.
Right. So it's about how we're raised, in terms of how we're keeping our families together, keeping our village together, and knowing that these are the people that you come up with, and these are the people that are going to be with you through thick, thin, wrong or right.
Right.
These are the people that are going to be with you. Okay. And you take them with you.
Amen. Man. So is there anything in the future for y'all? What y'all got coming out?
Wow.
Please tell me there's some new music.
Let me tell you.
Hold on to your seat.
Yes, buckle your seat belt. We have some of the most fun and interesting things going on. The pandemic has driven us all. Driven us all crazy. Let's start with that. But it has moved us, I should say, to rethink and take a look at how we're rolling and how we move going forward. So there's a horrible absence of live performances. We were actually able to sneak one in the summertime.
We did sneak.
We snuck one in the summer because it was an outdoor. It was an outdoor venue where we could do the social distancing, and people loved it. But there were people who were apprehensive about even coming out in those circumstances. So that's the thing you have to really look at. So we're looking at doing some things through social media, but we're taking our time to pull it together because we want it to be technically correct, and we want people to really, you know what I mean, embrace it and feel like we want it to have this concert presence atmosphere. We want you to feel like that you're really still at a concert. Because people are watching all these performances on Zoom. It's not the same.
Right.
And we know that the business is going to change. Right. We know that it's not going to, when people talk about the new normal, our business is going to have a new normal. You know what I'm saying? Because people are still going to be apprehensive about going inside a building. The music business has really took a hit, right along with the venues, the promoters. Everybody's taking it.
So we're just working beyond that. We're trying to see beyond that and say, how can we still engage in our fans? So we're working on a huge project that we're looking at the end of spring, early summer, before it will be released. And I don't want to let too much out of the bag on that because our team will have a fit. We're also working on music. As a matter of fact, tonight we were listening to a track, and that's going to probably be something that we like it. We got it in a pocket that works for us. Part of the difficulty for us when it comes to music is defining the Ladies of Skyy sound. You have rattled off all of our hits, and it's a signature Skyy sound. But now that we're Ladies of Skyy, we got to carry that, part of that, we got to have that in our makeup purses. You know what I mean? But when you open the suitcase, when you unpack it, you unpack Ladies of Skyy, it's still got to come out and be recognizable and relatable.
Right.
So that's what's taken us really so long to really,
Settle
on something
Yeah.
that makes
because
sense
people,
musically.
they expect, like you said, our voices. There's songs that complement that. And as Denise said, that is what has taken us so long to come out with something, because we had to find that had the Sky and the
Yeah.
Ladies of Skyy. You know what I'm saying?
It has to be us.
It has to be us.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Well, as long as y'all have y'all, I got you back. I will promote anything y'all put out.
And we will be coming to you.
That's right.
You
Hey.
need to know.
I will
Yes.
be pumping it too. I'm
We
trying
are,
to
we
tell
are
you.
making sure, it's these types of things. And let me just say from us to you, thank you so much for bringing us onto your show. This means a lot to us. It keeps us relevant, and we are not going to disappoint anybody. So we expect that you are now part of the team.
Hey.
And
That's what
we
I'm
will
talking
be
about.
sure that you know firsthand, what we're doing, and we'll work together on everything going forward.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Can you tell everybody how to keep in contact with you or keep up with you? What media sites you
Well,
have?
I can do that. I got my little jip sheet
My
over
jip
here.
sheet.
Because I never remember half of that stuff. But anyway, so on Facebook, we're at Ladies of Skyy. On Instagram, we are the official Ladies of Skyy. On Twitter, at Sky of. That's not as active because we're just not telling everybody everything every day.
Right.
But
Right.
ladies, our EPK, which is basically our website, www.ladiesofskyepk.com. And I'm gonna spell ladies for those of you who don't know. LADIES.
Hey, tell them.
Sky.com. And of course, they can always reach out to you, my dear brother.
Right,
They can
right.
always reach out to you because you got all the connect numbers, right? There's no
Yes, I
issue
do.
with you being in touch with us through our manager. So they can feel free to contact you and say, how do I get a hold of them gals? Okay.
I'm gonna ask them, who are you? No.
That's what I say. Say that right there.
And that's what we're talking about.
Hey, we gotta take care of family these days.
Yes,
Right
brother.
there.
Oh my goodness.
Scream them,
Tyrone,
scream
man,
them.
you
That
didn't
right
say
there,
it better.
Tyrone.
See, we didn't even have to give you no tips. We didn't have to tell
Right, there
you
you
nothing.
go.
Wow, I
we
love
here.
you.
We
There
here.
are no nuts.
Woo!
Right there.
Well, ladies, I sure appreciate y'all doing the show. Much love to y'all, for real.
Thank you.
All right, y'all
Thanks
take
for
care.
having us.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Okay.
Night.
Bye. Oh, that was fun.